The mahogany doors of the dining room in my father's Buckhead mansion swung shut behind me with a finality that echoed louder than any words spoken that night. I stood in the marble foyer, the weight of my father's last command still ringing in my ears. 1 week to pack my things and leave. At 28, after 3 years of what they called playing on computers, I was officially the family disappointment. The roasted lamb and aged Cabernet from dinner lingered in the air, but all I could taste was the sharp sting of dismissal. Victor Harper sat at the head of that long table like he owned the world, because in Atlanta's business circles, he pretty much did. Harper and Associates occupied the top floors of Pinnacle Plaza, the Art Deco landmark in downtown that symbolized everything my family stood for: legacy, visible achievement, ironclad success. To his right, my stepmother Lydia had dissected my life choices with surgical precision, her voice silky but laced with contempt. Across from me, my younger brother Ethan, freshly made partner, smirked while adjusting his cufflinks, the ones Dad gifted him after closing a major acquisition. "So, Emily," Dad had said, setting his wine glass down with deliberate force, "what exactly are you doing these days? Still tinkering with software from your bedroom?" The question wasn't genuine curiosity. It was the opening salvo. I kept my expression neutral. Years of practice under this roof teaching me to hide the fire building inside. I consult in tech, specifically AI applications for commercial real estate, I replied quietly. Lydia's fork paused midair. "From that cramped apartment you rent? No staff. No real office. Darling, it's been years since you left business school. Don't you think it's time to contribute something meaningful?" Ethan chuckled. "I could get you an admin role at the firm. Filing, basic accounting, something with structure." The words landed like well-aimed arrows. I was the invisible one. The daughter who didn't fit the mold of polished boardrooms and country club networking. Dad's face hardened. "You're 28. Living under my roof. Wasting time on screens while the rest of us build something lasting. By your age." I'd already expanded Harper and Associates across 3 states. "Ethan runs the Southeast Division now." Lydia leaned in, her whisper loud enough to carry. "What do I say at the club? That Victor Harper's daughter is a freelancer? It's embarrassing." The room smelled of judgment mixed with expensive cologne and polished wood. Dad stood, chair scraping harshly. "Enough. 1 week. Emily, find your own place. Learn what real success costs." He gestured to the oil paintings of Harper men lining the walls, the crystal chandelier casting long shadows. "This family thrives on hard work you can see, offices, deals, names on buildings. Not whatever code you hide behind." I looked at each of them, Dad's stern disappointment, Lydia's satisfied smile, Ethan's pitying grin. They had no clue that my tinkering had birthed Novatech, an AI platform revolutionizing property transactions and valuations. No idea my laptop sessions had grown the company to a pre-Series C valuation north of $400 million, with $50 million liquid and major clients quietly signing NDAs. They saw failure because it didn't look like their version of achievement. I repeated, 1 week, and left the room. Behind me, Lydia murmured, "Finally, maybe she'll amount to something." Ethan's laugh followed, doubtful. "Some people just aren't built for it." Upstairs in my soon-to-be former bedroom, I opened my banking app. The numbers glowed, company valuation climbing, assets secure. They wanted me gone. Fine. But they'd handed me the perfect opportunity. Pinnacle Plaza wasn't just their headquarters. It was their identity. Dad's corner suite on the 18th floor featured in every brochure. Ethan hosted client dinners there. Lydia bragged about the address at galas. For 18 years, Harper and Associates had leased the top 6 floors, symbolizing dominance in Atlanta's commercial real estate scene. I activated my car's system on the drive to my secret penthouse in Midtown Atlanta, purchased 2 years earlier. Floor-to-ceiling views of the skyline. Unknown to them.
Call Jordan, I said.
My CFO answered immediately. Dinner go as planned?
Exactly.
They evicted me. A pause. Sorry.
Eminencia.
Don't be. Timing's perfect. Updates on Pinnacle. Jordan's voice sharpened. RAI flagged it. Owners facing cash flow issues from a bad Florida project. Pre-market? Seeking quiet cash sale. Asking $95 million. Worth $120 easy. More with redevelopment upside. I tighten my grip on the wheel. Set up Shadow Ridge Holdings. The anonymous LLC. Offer tomorrow morning. All cash. 10-day close. By the time I reached the penthouse, minimalist, mine alone, I poured a glass of Cabernet and watched the city lights flicker on. Texts arrived, Ethan joking about security deposits. Dad, reminding me mother's heirloom pearls stayed in the safe until I proved worthy. The jewelry was the only thing I truly wanted from that house. Held hostage like my potential. Novateca's dashboard showed another stellar quarter. Fortune 500 bids rolling in. Series C looming at over $500 million valuation. But they didn't know.
Not yet.
Jordan sent incorporation papers. I signed electronically. In their eyes, I was probably packing boxes in tears. In truth, I was targeting the one asset defining their empire. They wanted to teach me success. I was about to deliver the lesson. The law offices of Whitaker and Klein buzzed with quiet intensity at 8:30 that Thursday morning. My team gathered around the conference table. Documents fanned out like strategic maps. Shadow Ridge Holdings was moments from striking. The sellers are motivated, said my lead attorney, Sarah Whitaker. Accepted our terms outright. $98 million cash. 12-day close. No counters. Their Miami mess is bleeding them dry. Jordan adjusted his glasses. Records confirm desperation. Failed condo development. They need liquidity fast. I studied the building schematics. Harper & Associates held floors 13 through 18, with 18 months left on the lease and renewal options requiring landlord consent. Include full lease assumption in the agreement, I instructed. No disruptions flagged. Seamless transfer. Sarah leaned forward. Once closed, you'll be their landlord.
Emily.
Complicated family dynamics ahead. That's intentional, I replied. My phone vibrated. A LinkedIn alert. Ethan posted about expansion plans. Photo from the 18th floor boardroom. Iconic arched windows framing him. Caption. Vision means growth. Harper & Associates claims more space at Pinnacle Plaza. Atlanta legacy continues. I screenshot it, smiling faintly. 2 extra floors he'd never occupy. Jordan pulled up his tablet. Current management is lax, deferred repairs. Tenant complaints. Replace them day one with elite property services. Experienced with transitions. The following week blurred in precision. Due diligence confirmed undervaluation and solid structure. Sellers.
Distracted.
Accepted anonymous ownership without probing. Meanwhile, I tracked family moves publicly. Dad's interview boasting legacies. Ethan's client photos in the boardroom. Lydia tagging Pinnacle in charity posts. That address was their crown jewel. The night before closing. Sleep evaded me. At 2 a.m., I stood at my penthouse windows. Atlanta glittering below. Tomorrow, Shadow Ridge would own the tower housing every major Harper decision for 2 decades, Dad's empire. Ethan's inheritance path. Jordan called. Wires ready for 9 a.m. By lunch, it's yours. Standard transition notice goes out. They won't suspect initially. I thought of family dinners where my contributions vanished beside Ethan's praise. Lydia's suggestions I marry advantageously. Deliver the ownership letter at Monday's partners meeting. The one Ethan chairs. Theatrical. Perhaps. But fitting. They valued visible power. I'd provide it unmistakably. Closing sealed at 9:47 Friday. Relief poured from sellers via conference line. They had cash, identity of buyer irrelevant. I spent the weekend refining details. Monday dawned crisp. At 8:55, Ethan would enter the partners meeting on 17. Dad already there. Reviewing numbers. Partners, Dad's longtime allies, sipping coffee. Expecting routine. At 9. Elite property courier arrived at reception. Through secure feeds. I watched. Receptionist delivered envelope to Ethan mid-presentation. He opened casually, then froze. Shoulders stiffened. He reread. Passed it to Dad wordlessly. The letter. Neutral notification of acquisition by Shadow Ridge Holdings. Lease unchanged for now. But expansions and renewals subject to new approval. No additional floors granted. My phone lit up calls from Ethan.
Dad.
Office line. I let them ring. Ethan's voicemail cracked. Emily. Urgent issue with the building. Know any real estate contacts? Dad's followed. Change at Pinnacle. Family emergency. Any connections? Family emergency. Suddenly I mattered. By noon. Legal threats arrived demanding buyer details. Jordan asked response strategy. Professional reply. No disclosure obligation. Lease valid. Expansions denied. Renewals in person with representative. Tuesday. Dad contacted sellers, already unreachable in Miami. Ethan networked frantically for buyer identity. Wednesday. Lydia's assistant invited me to urgent family lunch. I declined, citing computer work. Thursday brought Dad's email to my personal address. Strained olive branch offering assistant VP role at 6 figures if I helped identify the owner. After years of invisibility, now useful, I replied, politely declining, congratulating on new ownership and noting change educates. Friday's buyout offer, $125 million. Rejected flatly. The trap closed. Meeting set for 2 p.m. Monday, 2 weeks post-eviction. Elite informed them of representative discussion in Pinnacle's renovated ground floor conference room. I arrived at 1:45 in a tailored navy suit, power ponytail echoing Lydia's signature style. Jordan waited in the lobby. They're inside since 1:30. Through glass walls. I saw them. Dad at table head. Jaw set. Fingers drumming. Ethan pacing with phone to ear. Lydia poised like a predator. 2 senior partners flanked. Jordan opened the door. Silence fell like a curtain. Ethan's phone clattered. Lydia's mouth parted wordlessly. Dad half rose. Then sank. Hello. Father. I said, claiming the seat opposite him. Emily, what is this? Dad's voice strained. Jordan set his briefcase down. My client represents Shadow Ridge Holdings to discuss your tenancy. Ethan recovered first. What joke is this?
Ain't.
Shadow Ridge is wholly owned by Novatech, I said, sliding the folder across. Novatech is mine. As of 2 weeks ago, I own Pinnacle Plaza, your building. The silence stretched, heavy with disbelief. Lydia whispered, Impossible. You were broke. Living at home. I smiled. I'm founder and CEO of Novatech. Series C closes next month at $520 million valuation. You never asked what I built because you assumed failure. Dad's face purpled. You've deceived us.
No.
I built quietly while you celebrated, Ethan. Too busy for my screens to register as success. No tower. No suits. No plaque. Ethan slammed the table. You can evict us. Lease protects.
Correct.
18 months remain.
I'll honor it.
But renewal and expansion? Denied. Jordan produced termination offer, generous early exit terms. 3 months notice. Deposits returned. Relocation covered. Senior partner Reynolds spoke. 18 years here. Reputation tied to this address. Untie it, I said. Or accept offer. Dad's tone lowered dangerously. The same that banished me. What do you want? Emily, I leaned back. I wanted belief. A father seeing potential beyond appearances. Belonging without performance. But you taught wanting equals weakness. So I took. Lydia softened artificially. We're family. Work something out. Family? 2 weeks ago, I was burden. Embarrassment. You watched me leave without family items. I met her eyes. Now I own what defines yours. I'll oversee your exit, ensuring every legacy piece departs. This is extortion, Ethan sputtered. Jordan interjected calmly. Business. Stay until lease ends. But negotiations strictly commercial. I rose. One note. 18th floor corner suite, Dad's view. Post-lease. It becomes my workspace. Sunrises suit me. Dad started. Vindictive. Successful. I corrected. The visible achievement you demanded. I exited. Jordan following. In the lobby, he asked if necessary. They needed redefinition of success. The glass room erupted behind me. Gestures.
Calls.
Elevator carried me to 18. Future office. Chaos followed predictably. Tuesday, formal offer 130 million plus premium. Rejected. Wednesday, Ethan appeared at my midtown penthouse unannounced. 200 employees. Families. Don't destroy over grudge. I studied him, the golden son now pleading. When I was evicted, did you consider my life? Or laugh? Silence answered. They'll relocate fine. Plenty of buildings. Thursday, Lydia called. Honeyed manipulation. We were unfair. Don't ruin your father's legacy. It's my building now. Legacy didn't include me. She dangled mother's jewelry.
Keep it.
I'll buy my own from rents. Friday, Dad arrived at elite offices personally. Security monitor showed him pacing. Diminished. I allowed entry. He sat. Aged by stress. What's it take to stop? Admit you were wrong. Wrong to dismiss me. Wrong to equate my path with failure. He defended. I pushed for strength. You pushed, Ethan. Banished me. Words poured. Years of unseen work versus assumed nothing. This is revenge, he accused. No. Refusal to save you. Firm survives. But adjusted. He pleaded. I reminded of 18 months or early exit. Left him staring at hands. Andrew, Ethan. Arrived in parking lot too late. 3 months unfolded as orchestrated decline. News leaked in Atlanta's tight circles. Harper and Associates forced from Pinnacle by mysterious owner. Partners' meetings turned acrimonious. 2 juniors departed. Clients questioned stability. By month 2, search for new space began. Irony abounded. Prime downtown scarce. Forcing suburban options Dad once scorned. Ethan's LinkedIn shifted from boasts to vague resilience quotes. Marcus, no. Jordan, confirmed, signed early termination. Out by December 1st, 3 weeks shy of eviction anniversary. New home. Modest park and outskirts. Beige buildings. Ample parking. Final day gray.
Drizzling.
I drove to Pinnacle. Sign removed. Ghost outline remained. Trucks loaded at dock. Workers moved efficiently. Eager escape. I entered lobby. New guard nodded. MS. Harper. 18th nearly clear. Elevator ascent marked conquest layers. 18th. Empty halls. Disconnected phones. Bare conference room. Found Dad in corner office. Single box at feet. Gazing out. Last look, I asked. He didn't turn. 23 years. Signed lease when you were 5. Brought you here, ran laughing. Called it Sky Castle. I remembered. Mother alive. Emerald necklace sparkling. Hand in mine. Before deeming me unworthy, I said. Tears in his eyes shocked me. Victor Harper didn't cry. Pushed for your strength. Pushed Ethan. Evicted me. He lifted box. Passing.
Stopped.
Your mother ashamed of you. Words cut. But I channeled pain to power. Proud I built independently. Didn't need approval or a name. He departed silently. Elevator claimed final remnants. I moved to windows. Atlanta spread below. Skyline my new domain. Tomorrow. Renovations for Novatech satellite. My office. Ethan appeared. Happy? Destroyed him. He dismantled me first. I rebuilt better. This cruelty isn't you. Old me died that eviction night. New me knows power rules your world. He laughed brokenly. If you told us about Novatech, Dad would have partnered you. I earned on my terms. Got respect forced. This tower as monument to doubted potential. He left wordlessly. By 2 p.m., building emptied of Harper's. I ordered locks changed. Renovation started. That night, penthouse champagne in hand. Phone silent, no please. Dynasty at pinnacle ended. Tower once their success, symbol now proved mine. I toasted lights. Silence. Family lessons on cost of conditional love. 6 months later, I stood in renovated corner suite. Glass. Steel. Light replacing mahogany and leather. Walls once holding Harper portraits now showed abstract art and Novatech dashboards pulsing with global ops. Announcement hit. Series C closed at $550 million. Expansion plans. Local press featured. Tech CEO revives Pinnacle as innovation hub. Dad declined comment. I'd glimpsed their new suburban site once. Sign dwarfed by bland structure. Half empty, lot midweek. Grapevine whispered. More exits. Lost major client. Ethan relocated to another city. Lydia separated. Empire crumbled sans fortress. Assistant announced delivery requiring signature. Wooden box. Mother's jewelry. Emerald necklace firing green light. Pearls. Bracelet. Note. These belong to you. Always did. I clasped necklace. Not for proving Dawson, Harper, worthiness, but independence from it. Evening hosted Novatech celebration in restored ballroom. 200 employees filled space with ambition. Laughter. Futures. No ghosts acknowledged. This was ours. Jordan found me on terrace. Regrets. I touched necklace. Building?
None.
Family.
Considered Atlanta lights.
Not family anymore. Abandoned for failing standards. Real family believes unseen. Their former tenants. Driving home. Reflected on silent dinner girl craving approval. Wrong metric. Success. Unstealable creation. Self-defined achievement. Transforming their temple into incomprehensible victory. Highway ahead. Stars and drive. Rear view. Pinnacle shrank yet loomed. Monument to shedding validation need. Claiming symbols. They evicted for unsuccess. I acquired tower. Redefined success. Calculated. Complete. Unreachable. Phone buzzed unknown. Likely last outreach. Deleted unread. Penthouse lights welcomed real life. Chosen family of colleagues. They taught success paramount. Never foresaw mastery. What lingered? When family measures worth by visible wins. Does rejection birth greater strength or hollow victory? The question hangs. As does the view from my tower.